I'm Andrea Silas. I run the tech support team at DreamHost. We are a web hosting company that's been around forever. This is my 20th year being in support, and I have been the vice president of the technical support team since 2014.
Let's talk about AI. It seems like a lot of companies are taking a throw it against the wall and see what sticks approach.
Yeah.
So I was curious about how are you thinking about it? How does it fit into what you're doing?
After the initial what is happening moment, and then trying to catch up with my boss, my CEO, who is like super technical. He's a developer, so he's always ahead of the game. And he's like, we are going to be doing this now. Let's start thinking about AI. You should be using AI for everything. Whoa, okay. Let's figure out how we can actually use AI that benefits the team. The first idea was basically getting ahead what looks like as a threat to what we do in support, because AI is everywhere. The news covers AI from all perspective, and then you start seeing things like companies are not hiring because of AI, or they laying people off from support from AI, and that's not what we want to do. So let's figure out how we can take advantage of AI for the benefit of the team. How can we make the team better? How can we use AI to make the people of the team better rather than substitute the team? What we decided to do is augment the team with AI. I know there's a lot of companies who are like, how we can do this customer facing, and that's not what we want to do, or we don't think it's there yet from our perspective. So what we decided is try to figure out, with all the things that we want our team members to do while they are assisting customers, how can we make use of AI to help the process? One of the first things that I did when I realized that this was happening and we are actually doing something about it is to communicate very clearly and openly with my team to explain what is happening and how we are going about it and how they are going to be involved. So as a leader, you want to make sure that your team knows what's going on, be it good or bad, and you need to communicate, because this is going to affect the teams one way or another.
You mentioned that your CEO is very technical. How did that conversation go? How should we as a company be using AI?
He is pushing us always towards solutions. We're doing really great, but how can we do even better? What can you do with the team? And what are the tools that we can use? If something is out there, how can we take advantage of it? And because he is very technical, the company itself is very technical. We have a lot of developers, a lot of curious people who basically took it up on themselves, like, we're going to help support. So as soon as we heard from the CEO that we are doing this, I got a meeting with one of our developers who was super interested, putting time aside from all the projects that we're going to build something for support, and we're going to call it CS Assist, which is basically indicating that this tool is going to get created for tech support with the validation input from tech support of what we need, how can we use it, how we would benefit from it, and we're going to build it internally. That's what we've been doing.
How did you get up to speed on what's out there, what's possible? What kind of things would you like to have?
First, like really understanding what is possible and isn't possible, what AI actually means from the ChatGPT perspective. Having conversations with my internal dev made that possible. And then once I understood what the limitations and the opportunities are, then we started compiling the ideas of what would be quick wins to get started and to get the buy-in from the team. And then once we had the list of what is possible and what would be quick to do and what would show a quick win, a quick result, once we had that, we started working on it. And in the meantime, we are already creating phase 2, phase 3 to go all the way to everything that we want. And all the people that have been pulled in from all levels of tech support are super enthusiastic about it. I want this to do this. This would help me. This is how I would be able to help the customer faster, or not having to do the groundwork, the prep work, and something else can do it for me. Then I can focus on actually helping the customer rather than reading pages of support history and searching the knowledge base.
What are some of the things that you're seeing? Is this possible with AI? Essentially, what are the strengths and weaknesses of AI?
So we already ran into some limitations. For example, one of the things we want AI to do is recognize the workflow that is required to do a certain level of assistance. Our workflows right now are all over the place. They documented here and there or not documented at all. AI is not a magician. It's not going to recognize all the sources and then create a workflow for us. What it can do is use a workflow once it matched to the topic. So what we had to do our own legwork ahead of time. So what we're doing right now is creating the workflows in a certain format. Then AI can use that and pass it to the person who requires that workflow while they are trying to assist. So it's not like a human who can just read through something and figure out what it is
Yeah.
and then do the answer. We have to do the prep work for the AI to be useful.
Was it challenging to get like developers to help you build these things?
No, they were ahead of me. So by the time I got to the point where, all right, this is happening, somebody was already compiling ideas from their perspective. And it's really great that you want to help. So let's make sure that those two things align. And then we had to do like a sanity check and like a validation of the stuff that they came up with, what would be beneficial. And we're like, yeah, those are cool. But we feel like these and this would be a good thing to attack first. We have to accommodate the fact that these are the same developers who work on our products and infrastructure and whatnot. So there's a little bit of delay, but because we are building it internally and everybody is super enthusiastic to make it happen, we're still on time.
What's exciting for you about adding AI to your tool set or having it be a part of how you work?
Doing support can be a little bit of drudgery sometimes when you have to keep answering the same issues over and over before you can answer the question appropriately. Like we have a lot of expectations for the team. And that means reading all the support history, being aware of the 15 different kind of maintenances that are happening right now, or being aware of the workflows and the limitations of those workflows. And all those things can be cut out and something can deliver that for you. So all you need to do is use your knowledge, use your expertise, use your human ingenuity to help that customer the way that customer needs to be helped and do it quickly. So they can now focus on becoming as technically helpful for the customer as they can without having to be bogged down, so to speak. It's going to increase team happiness. It's going to reduce burnout. It's going to open opportunities for team members to find things that they are interested in and then allow time for them to discover those interests. It's going to increase customer satisfaction because getting your answer quickly and effectively, the way that it's supposed to happen, the way you expect the company to assist you, that is very important for the customers. It's for the customers' success and basically the company's success because we are relying on our customers being successful and happy to maintain our own life. It's like a snowball effect that I believe will start with team happiness first, and that will transfer over to customer happiness and then company success.
You're also going to be attending Oakland Summit. What are you looking forward to at the conference?
I enjoy being around my peers, the people who speak the same language, basically, who have the same struggles, the same wins, the questions that need to be answered, other types of leadership, other types of business thinking. It really is the community that I'm looking for.
Why is being there in person different than communicating online, even if it's the exact same people?
Just sharing ideas that came out of strange association. Like you start talking about something else, and all of a sudden you pivot to another conversation, and that wouldn't happen online. Online is, here's my question, who can help me? And then it's about the people who happen to be online or happen to think that they have to do with something. Being able to go over to someone or listen in another conversation that I might have missed because it's not something that I'm usually interested in, and then finding something common with other people. Let's be honest, we are human and we enjoy being in each other's company. I'm an introverted person, so I limit my human interactions, but I still need to be around other people and having those spontaneous conversations. It really is about being exposed to something that you might not seek out, but then you realize that I'm glad I didn't miss this.